Hey, it's Christine, and welcome to Bold Dish on the Go, your weekly fix of provocative ideas, inspiring women, and simple strategies for a happier, bolder life. All this month, we're talking about giving, what you give to yourself and to other people. And this week, we have a yummy dish for you to dig into. What do you do when you've been voluntold to do something? Now, have you ever had this happen to you? I know I have lots of times. I'm talking about those sneaky little things that appear to be voluntary, but are really laced with all kinds of underlying expectations. Maybe it's a fundraiser at work that you're strongly encouraged to participate in, or that extra project that you totally don't have time for, or maybe even something society expects of you, like how you're supposed to go to every one of your friends' kids' birthday parties, or even how you're supposed to live your life. Now, usually these things seem to come out of nowhere. You have no idea how you got yourself into it or how you could possibly get out of it. And that feeling is the worst. You're aggravated, you're resentful, and you might even feel a little overwhelmed because now you've gotten pressured to do something that, quite frankly, should be optional. When you add to that all the stuff that's probably competing in your head, like your priorities that now have to take a back seat, your desire to please other people, and that pesky sense of responsibility, this whole situation has become one hot mess. We all want to be responsible for our own agenda because our time and money is precious, damn it, and we want to choose how and when we spend it. Now, the best way to make sure that you're not handing the reins over to everybody else is to have clear boundaries established for how and when you're going to give. But in the meantime, if you found yourself committed to something that you know for certain there is no way you can back out of, here are 4 tips to make the best of it and regain a little bit of that control. Number 1, use a lifeline. Let's say your boss gave you an extra assignment that's way outside of your job responsibilities, and you're in a panic wondering how you're going to get everything else that's part of your day job done, and maybe even how you're going to get some new skills that you need to do this extra thing he's put on your plate. This is the perfect time to get some help. Maybe there's somebody you can delegate something to, or maybe you can find a mentor that can give you some advice on how to handle the situation. Just finding somebody that can lend even a small hand is immediately going to relieve some of the pressure of having to deal with this all on your own. And it's going to cut down on the amount of time that you have to spend. Number 2, play to your strengths. Fortunately for us, we are all born with unique gifts and talents. And the great news is, these are things that come really easily to us. So easily, in fact, a lot of times we forget about them. So think about whatever this task is and see what pieces of it would be super easy for you to do. If there's a way that maybe you can tweak it a little bit to play more to those natural gifts, it's going to be a whole lot less effort. Number 3, find your silver lining. Now, worrying about everybody else and what they think is probably what got you into this mess to begin with. So now it's time to be a little selfish. Every experience, yes, especially the miserable ones, present some opportunity to learn something, to experiment, to meet someone you've always wanted to get to know, and at a minimum, just push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So rather than resisting and spending even more time focusing on the fact that you don't want to do this, look for the upside so that you can actually get something out of the deal. It's going to feel a whole lot less like a chore. And finally, number 4, as we like to say in the South, hurry up and get her done. Whether it's the laundry or chairing this year's United Way campaign, most of the things that we dread are never as bad as they seem. But we waste a whole lot of time stressing and resisting having to do it. So rather than digging in your high heels even more, take a deep breath, let go of some of that resistance, and just get to work. Then it's over and you can go right back to being your normal chipper self. So those are my 4 tips for how to deal with being voluntold. But before you run off, I've got a bold invitation for you. I want you to take a minute and see if you can find just one area where you've allowed yourself to be voluntold to do something and are spending time where you absolutely don't want to. Try out just one of my tips this week and come back and let me know how it changes things for you. Or if you have another tip for how to deal with this, share it with all of us. We'd love to hear it. As always, the real dish happens in the comments section of our blog, so get over there now and join the conversation. If you found this dish helpful, don't keep it a secret. Please feel free to share it with all of your friends. And if you aren't yet getting these videos every single week, head over to bolddish.com and get on our list right now. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next week, be bold and dish daily. You deserve the life that you crave, and together I know we can all create it.